So Cancer is truly the moon goddess. Cancer is the mother, the healer. Cancer, therefore, tends to be very emotionally supportive, tends to be very nurturing, very much caretaking, and is also the crab. So I think of Cancer's superpower as creating containers of emotional safety, where the ocean is vast. Emotions can be overwhelming. And Cancer, as a crab, has this shell that's able to kind of create structure and form and protection around someone or something. And this is where the healing power comes from too, to allow that protective space to heal emotionally. Cancer can be very protective, especially about the family and their loved ones. The crab has these pinchers. It is ready for battle. And another thing about being a shelled sea creature, so although the general inclination and impulse for Cancer is going to be to protect, to nurture, to caretake, to support, all of that giving energy, the luminaries, their function is basically to say yes. So the sun and the moon are the luminaries, opposite to Saturn in the zodiac. So the Saturn ruled signs are always opposite to the sun and moon ruled signs. So Saturn as a function is sort of to say no as a planet. That's what it generally does in your chart and to the other planets that it relates to. But the luminaries are sort of functioning to say yes. And whereas Leo is yes to the self, Cancer is yes to others. And so Cancer, although it is very also cardinal, interested in influencing in an emotional way, trying to bring those emotionally healing experiences and influence the environment in an emotional way, although it has that inclination and tendency, Cancer as a crab also does need to kind of retreat into its shell and have its own time to just be alone and kind of recuperate. And that'll be really important for Cancer people usually. So you'll find them either like loving hard on their people and creating containers of emotional safety, nurturing, caretaking, cooking, protecting, serving, or recovering, recuperating on their own, taking care of themselves and making sure they have their alone time to really be in their own energy again. That's usually something that's important for Cancer people too. So another thing about being a sign ruled by the moon is famous for waxing and waning, having these cycles. So for a water sign, emotionally, this can sometimes indicate emotional volatility, having some real highs and some real lows, and being a little bit all over the place with the emotions sometimes here and then there. And that can be a little bit challenging for the people who are lovers of Cancer sometimes. And again, that struggle with boundaries can be real for Cancer as well. And, you know, the shadow side of Cancer, so this cardinal water, this inclination to influence emotionally their environment,